Hi everyone, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. I missed you. I wasn't here the last 2 weeks. Went on a vacation, had a great time, but it's time to get back to business. I'm glad to be home. I go back to work tomorrow, so we'll see. Anyway, just a little bit of housekeeping. Please, if you like the video I make tonight, please share my video and share down in the comments. Anyone that does that will be entered in a drawing to possibly win the projects I make tonight. Your name, randomly draw a name, and somebody will be chosen and will get the projects I make tonight. If you can't share, I understand. Would you give me some hearts? Thumbs up. Facebook doesn't like thumbs up as much as it likes hearts. It just helps my video be seen in the algorithm. So if you give me some hearts, I'd appreciate it. If you're watching me on YouTube, welcome. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. And once you do that, hit the little blue bell, and you'll be alerted every time I upload a new video. And that's most Monday evenings that I upload a video. So, it's been a couple weeks since we were together. And if you recall, I made these 2 cards using the Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper. If you remember, they've got 2 sheets in that pack of paper that have these panels on them. And I wanted to give you some ideas for some easy cards using those panels. So there's a lot of other options or possibilities, but these are just 2. And Martha Roberts shared my video, commented, shared, and her name was randomly drawn, so she'll get the projects from my last video. Thank you, Martha. I really appreciate that. So please share, comment that you shared, give me some hearts instead of thumbs up. Okay. So tonight I've got another twofer. The last time we were together I made 2 cards. Tonight I'm making 2 cards for you. So I'm going to change the view down to my hands and we are going to get started. Okay, earlier, or I guess it was last week, I shared some cards from my class using the Countryside Corners stamp set and dies. And I had someone comment that this is just a strange stamp and they didn't know how to use it, and could I please help them? So I thought that I would go ahead and recreate the cards from my class for my video tonight and show you how to use these products to make just a limitless amount of cards. It's a little weird in the beginning, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. So yeah, this is sold as a bundle. Remember, when you buy the bundles together, you save 10%. So we're going to work on these 2 cards here tonight, okay? Thinking of you and with comfort and love, although, because you know me, I do a lot of birthdays. I pulled out my birthday, sentiment for that. Okay, so, and before we get started, the designer series paper for this is called Countryside Inn, and it's all shades of blue. There's flowers, there's birds. That's one of my favorites there. There's rabbits, so many florals, and some geometric patterns too. So, we're going to get started. And so, just so you know, for both of these cards, I only had to use this stamp once, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do that. So first of all, let me set these up here, kind of to remind us what we're doing. See, I'm going to stamp this on this piece of white cardstock. And this is stamped in Night of Navy. Now, you'll notice I didn't put the sticker on the back of this because, you know what, I have a really hard time with the really large stickers. So I just tend to not put it on, and it's okay, it sticks good enough. I was just getting that bubble out of there. I didn't want it to mess up my impression. So when you have a large stamp like this, often it's easier to ink it up like this. and you can see you get good coverage. I'm gonna get a piece of scrap paper here and put under just in case I go off the side, but I shouldn't. And then I'm going to put this on my paper like that, press down, give it a second. You know, I want to make sure I get good contact there, make sure the ink you know, seeps into the paper, and there we go. That's it. And from this, we're going to make both of these cards, okay? Let me set this really large stamp somewhere so that I don't get ink. But you know what I'm going to do? While I'm here, I am going to go ahead and stamp my sentiments, and then we'll be done with the stamping. Let me, you know what I do know what I forgot. I have to get a little piece of boho blue for that. Let me see here. I already cut this out using the die. So that I'm going to do a happy birthday again in Night of Navy. This happy birthday sentiment is from Go To Greetings. If you're a card maker, you got to have this. There's happy birthday, thanking you, just a note, and thank you in 3 different fonts. And it's perfect for all occasions. So I'm going to put this right here. Perfect. Okay, that's done. I'm going to set this off to the side right now. And I need another piece of white here. I'm going to stamp this on here. This is for this one. Where is my punch? Yes, this is, I use the double oval punch. And I think, I just want to make sure it dries. Well, that's drying. You know what I'm going to do? I got to go grab a piece of boho blue scrap. Oh, hang on. Do you find when you're gone, it takes you a while to get back into the swing of things? Yep, that's what I'm finding out. So, I like this punch because I can do both things. Both pieces with one punch. Okay, let me get my pieces, get that out of the way. And I stamped this, but I realized I stamped this on a little bit too, it's not the right size to go in there. So I'm going to cut this down just a little bit so it fits in there better. You can use a piece of sticky note, Post-it note, and use it like a handle, or you can just kind of put it in there like that, like I did. There we go. Okay, now our stamping's all done. Now it'll just be putting things together. Let me go ahead and put that on the back so I don't lose it. And okay, now that's ready to go for when we're ready to put our card together. Perfect. Now I gotta cover up my ink, because if I don't, I'll have ink all over everything. Okay, so we're back to this. You're like, but what am I gonna do? Okay, first of all, we're gonna take this set of dies. To get this one, we're going to cut this out with this die. Now I'm going to do this in a couple of steps, but I'm just showing you. This one is going to be, whoops, I think it's this die here. That'll go there, see? And then this one here will be cutting out. That this one here, yeah, and then you can do any combination. I've also used some of these dies to cut out the designer series paper in this piece, and I've already done that, so we won't have to do it, but I basically wanted to show you that's essentially what you're going to be cutting out. These dots will go with this card, these dotted lines will go with this card, and then this dotted line will go with the polka dots will go there. So let's get started. I gotta get some washi tape. I want to make sure. Now I could be brave and try to do this all at one time. Let's see. What's the worst that happens? I have to do it all over again, right? Let's see. You know what? We're gonna just do one at a time because I don't feel like testing my luck here. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on here. Get another piece of washi tape off of here. I mean, I probably don't need it, but you know what? I don't want to have to re-stamp it and cut it again. Okay, so there's that. Now for this, to use the biggest die, you do need the bigger Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. If you never ever wanted to cut the big die, the largest one that I have out now, you could use your mini, but that large one does not fit, so, or if it does, it's very close. I don't think I would risk it, okay? So I'm going to put this right like here. See, I like that I've taped it down. It's good. It's ready to go. I don't have to worry about it moving around. Okay. So there's that. Okay, I'm going to get this off of here. Okay, next, okay, I need to cut the dots. So this is going to go right here. Now remember, I want to put this on here carefully because I will be seeing this for both of my, you know, on my cards. So usually I try to put my washi tape where it's not going to be seen, but oops, short of having two different, you know, stamping it twice, I really can't do that. So pull the machine back in. See, I could, from this point on, I could use the small machine. Okay. Okay, let me set this out of the way. For some people, I imagine this might be kind of tedious, but it just takes a little bit of patience. There we go. Okay, I think I'm done with that die. Now the next one I have, whoops, nope, I already used that one. The next one I have then is to cut this off. Put this here. Let me see. And there. Okay. Bring my machine back over. See, I could have probably done them all in one, but sometimes if you screw it up, try to do too much at one time, you screw it up, it doesn't save you any time at all. It actually takes more time. So, okay, there we are. Whoops. Those were my plates sliding off of my machine. I gotta get these off of here gently. Oops, I tore that a little bit, but I think that's gonna get covered up. There we go. Okay, and there's that. So you can see what we have here. That was what we started with. And this is what we ended up with. Okay, so let's start with this one first. My base is Boho Blue, and again, this is 8.5 by 5.5, folded in half. There you go. And so now we're going to put this, actually we know what I'm going to do. I'm going to start out with putting this on first. And this was cut out with the same die, so it's going to fit in there perfectly. The same die that I used to cut that out. Where's this? I'm going to put this right here. Let's see. Actually, I think I'll put this on first after all. Getting a little bit on my mat here. Okay, there's some adhesive on there. Let's put this right like. Does that look centered? Even? Yep, looks good to me. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Now I can put this in here. Now remember, some of these patterns have ups and downs. This one has a bird. Make sure your birds aren't standing on their head. You can put this right in there. See, that was cut out with that die right there. Okay, now I have this piece that's going to house my sentiment, and it's going to go right on top of there. Let me do that here. Super simple once you get the hang of it. I really want to try this where I do cards where I stamp this in lots of different colors, you know, coordinating colors, so that, you know, and then I can cut them out and mix them and match them, and maybe coordinate it with some of the designer series paper or something like that. That might be good. Okay. I'll put this right over here. Happy birthday. And then I have my ribbon. This is my bordered ribbon. It's 3/8 inch. It is Night of Navy, and I'm simply tying a knot in this. And putting that on the side of my sentiment there. Oops, I frilled it up a little bit. Or frayed it a little bit. That's the word I'm looking for. And I'm going to use some glue dots. I'm going to use a couple glue dots to put this on. One in the middle. Then I'm going to use one on each side just to help it stay on. Oh, it's sticking to my finger. There we go. And there's that card right there. There we go. Now we're going to work on this one. Super simple. Now, again, same base, Boho Blue, folded same size, 8.5 by 5.5, folded in half. Use my bone folder to get a nice crease. Okay, now I cut a piece of Night of Navy using the largest die. Okay. Right there. Okay. So I'm going to put that down first. Okay. And then I'm going to put this down on here. I love geometric shapes, so for me this is kind of a fun stamp set to use, and dies. Now I've cut a piece of DSP out. Want to make sure it's up the right way, and you can see it's going to cover up those flowers that are there. But I could have just as easily made it smaller, but chose not to. And let's put this right in here. Okay. Oh, you know what? I didn't put my ribbon on. I might be able to fix that. That's okay. Here we do. We're going to take a piece of ribbon, make it about this long. Easy way, the nice thing about glue dots here. Okay, we put this right here. Look at this. It's going to work. I'm going to cut that off straight. I knew I was going to do that. You know, sometimes you just know you're going to do it. Okay, so I want, whoops, there we go. There's that. Come on. Come on. Okay, now we go. Now it's straight. There we go. I'm gonna put a little glue dot underneath that piece that I bent because it's kind of sticking up a little bit. You know, I bent the cardstock just a little bit. How's that look? That looks good. Now, I'm going to take a piece of this ribbon, tie it on here, and unless you took the card apart, which if you're a card maker, I get. If you're not, you probably wouldn't do it anyway. Kind of a cheater bow here. There we go. I love that ribbon. To me, it looks like denim. Okay, now I've got my happy birthday. I'm going to put right on there. Got a couple more dimensionals. You know, you could put some gemstones on there to embellish it if you wanted to, but between the paper and the ribbon, you know, the paper is got a lot of design in it, and the ribbon, I'm going to leave it as is. Okay, I'm going to put that right there. Happy birthday. So, there we go. There were 2 cards. I stamped that big stamp just once, and we got 2 cards. And I'd love to see, if you have this stamp set and this die set and you're making cards with it, I would love to see what you made. So post them in the comments for others to see too. I want to thank you so much for joining me this week, and I will be back to see you next Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for Stamping with Denise. Bye now.